of the water, long as I can remember, never really knowing why. I wish I could be the perfect daughter, but I come back to the water, no matter how hard I try. Every turn I take, every trail I track, every path I make, every road leads back to the place I know, where I cannot go, where I long to be. See the line where the sky meets the sea, it calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. If the wind in my sail on the sea stays behind me, one day I'll know. If I go, there's just no telling how far I'll go.
I have often dreamed of a far-off place where a hero's welcome would be waiting for me, where the crowds would cheer when they see my face, and a voice keeps saying, "This is where I'm meant to be." I'll be there someday. I can go the distance. I will find my way. If I can be strong, I know every mile would be worth my while. When I go the distance, I'll be right where I belong, down an unknown road.
Every turn I take, every trail I track,
To embrace my
every path
fate.
I make, every road leads back.
Though that road may wander, it will lead me to you, and 1,000 years
I can lead with pride, I can make us strong.
would be worth the
I'll be
wait.
satisfied if I play along.
It might take a
But the voice inside sings
lifetime,
different songs,
but
where
somehow I'll
it's
see
meant
it
to
through.
See the line where the sky meets the sea, it calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. If
And
the
I'll
wind in my
stay on
sail on the sea
track,
stays behind
except
me,
deep in
and one day I'll know what's beyond that line. Will I cross that line? See the line where the sky meets the sea, it calls me, and no one knows how far it goes. If the wind in my sail on the sea stays behind me, one day I'll know how far I'll go. Like a shooting star, I will go the distance. I will search the world. I will face its harms. I don't care how far. I can go the distance till I find my hero's welcome waiting in your arms.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Goose's Disney Pod, and I'm here with Kevin Gootee, and we are talking Hercules. Kevin, how are you today?
Good, my buddy. It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
We actually are not live in person. We're trying something different today because of the coronavirus and the fact that we're all about to die. This is March 23rd. We are recording instead via Zoom, and we're recording, and hopefully this will sound good on the podcast. So we're doing things a little differently because we can't be near each other. Kevin, is that your living room or your bedroom that you're in right now?
It's my office, actually. It's my own little private abode here of an office. So this is my sanctuary from the wife and the kid. Wife working at home, kids out of daycare, obviously. So it's been a nice challenge this last week of, everyone on top of each other for, 18 hours a day or whatever the hell.
I gotta say, throughout all this, I am so happy that I live alone and that I don't have anyone that like. It's just, I mean, it's sometimes it's depressing, but not right now because now it's like, I don't need to. I just feel like it's more stress when you're with people, and I'm sure,
Uh-huh.
like, it's nice that's your wife and your kid. But I'm just saying, like, if I have roommates or something, you know what I mean?
I can only imagine. I saw an article in the paper about what it's like being quarantined if you have like 5 roommates and setting boundaries for work calls and shit. I said, God damn, that must be a fucking nightmare to have.
Oh my
5 people at all times sharing a bathroom or two. Fuck that.
and couples are gonna be breaking up at the end of this. Like
Oh,
people are
without a
just
doubt. Oh,
people.
without a doubt. Every little silly foible that someone has is going to be magnified by 100, being that they're just in consistent proximity of each other and never able to just really kind of step out unless they go for a run or for errands or something quick.
Yeah, no, 110%. So I just think like this is going to be a real test of everyone when this goes down. So Kevin, let's get started a little bit. Why don't we talk about you a little bit, your past? When stand-up comedy existed, how long did you do it?
I'm still, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Before the death of it.
Yeah.
It's funny. I just had my 10-year anniversary on March 10th.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I'm not, but to be fair though, especially in the last year, I haven't been out as much pounding the pavement as most do. Again, the wife, the kid, but the kid's 4 now, so it's that fun age where I actually like being around. Plus, I have all these other projects I'm working on. So it's and I listen. I love comedy. If I'm going to make a career not doing corporate America bullshit, if I am going to get out of that, it's not going to be from comedy. It's going to be from one of these shows or podcasts or whatever I have going on. So I think it's a lot more time well spent at home, getting shit off the ground, and again, also being able to hang out with the kid and enjoy the fun years. So that's why I've not been out as much. But yeah, so 10 years, like I said a couple weeks ago, is my anniversary.
Well, and what got you started stand-up? What made you interested in it? What made you want to do it?
I've always loved comedy. I mean, that's the easy answer. The more defined answer is, I mean, Eddie Murphy Raw was a game changer. I saw that when I was like 11. And there's comedy throughout the years. Dennis Leary's No Cure for Cancer. David Tell's album, Skanks for the Memories, is the best album ever. And what got me into it, when I graduated college, I said, there's more. I went to school for film and TV, just to give you a background. But my old man said, oh, you graduated? Cool. We'll get a fucking job. I'm like, sure, but I have to go be an AD or a gopher on a set, which is pays shit. And, I'm from Central Jersey, and all the work was in the city. My dad's like, yeah, great. Go out and get a fucking real job. So my ex-girlfriend at the time, her dad owned an MRI company. So then I became a medical sales rep just to see what's up. And then I got sucked in that company life for so long. When then fast forward to 2009, I'm sure you've seen the film Up in the Air, right? George Clooney.
Yeah, I walked in the middle of it. I didn't see it start, but it is a very depressing end. I'll tell you that much.
I fucking love the film. It is fantastic.
Yeah.
Rewatch that.
I got it. I have time now, so.
Everyone's got time. Rewatch that. Because here's why. At that time I was working for Merck as a drug rep, and I was so sick of the corporate America landscape. And I was 26. I'm like, Jesus Christ, there's more to life than people, trying to fight over getting a stupid $15,000 promotion, working 50, 60, 70 hours, whatever, to suck the boss's dick metaphorically or physically, depending on where you work. But it's just, I'm like, this sucks. This life sucks. You brag about how many, plane rides you've been on. And I said, I love film and TV. I love comedy. Like, what about trying to find a way to get into there while working? And I decided after I saw Up in the Air, and the scene that got me is, God, I forgot the fucking guy's name. Whoever played J. Jonah Jameson, J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons, okay.
He fires Clooney, and Clooney fires him. Clooney fires him, and then J.K. Simmons gives him a picture of his kids, and he goes, "What am I supposed to tell them?" And then Clooney looks at his resume and says, "Well, look at this. You were French. You minored in culinary cuisine in school. You worked as a pastry chef after college." And the line that shot like a bolt of lightning up my ass was when Clooney asked him this. He goes, "Tell me this. How much did they pay you to give up on your dream?" And then J.K. Simmons looks at him and goes, $25,000 a year. And I said, that's fucking it, man. That's it. I'm going to give this a go. Wrote some awful material for about 2 months. I just rehearsed it, burned it on CD, listened to my car over and over and over. March 12th, 2010, I walked into the Village Lantern for my first mic, and that's how I got started.
What a story. That's great. And you started doing the show Comics. I'm about to say Comics versus Comics. which is going to be what's going to happen.
Motherfucker, you were on this show. You should know the name of this.
I was comics versus comics is going to be what happens when the bread line. They start the bread lines in a month.
Yeah, right. Comics watching comics.
Comics
Amazon
watching
Video.
comics. Yes, I was on that. You started that. How's that going?
Right now, we're on hiatus.
I think everything's on hiatus.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Everything is on hiatus. And folks, you can see Ray Goots as a panelist on season 3 of Comics Watching Comics. He's a doozy. It's on hiatus because I self-financed everything, and I was making, Amazon doesn't give a budget. Well, this it's not Amazon original material. Sorry, Amazon original programming. So I don't get a budget from them. Everything is self-financed. I get money from them from views, and I'm tired of shelling money out. I'm going to get a budget of my own. So whenever who wants to come a calling, I will restart the show when I get a budget. How about that? But as you said before, aptly, everything is shut down because of Corona. But yeah, we're looking for someone to put the show on their own channel or platform. So that's what's going on. Comics Watching Comics.
A lot of comics, and I think it's wishful thinking, but I spoke to a lot of comics last week who were like, oh, there's going to be so much. People are going to want to produce or put in money in comedy. Like, there's going to be a ton of projects being approved because people are just going to need content. And I'm like, yeah, that might happen in May of 2022, but we're a long way off. This just keeps getting worse. So I don't. Hopefully that happens, but hopefully comics watching comics and comics versus comics, which I just came up with that idea. Hopefully those shows get a budget when this whole Corona thing is resolved, when 95% of the planet dies from it.
Exactly when the Thanos snap is finished.
Yes.
I'm one of the few people. I like the quarantine because with my job, thankfully, I'm still employed. I do some work, but it allows me to get a lot of shit done. I've got a lot of shit done this last week in regards to, especially with my podcast, which you'll be on.
Yes.
Getting the Sacred Cow. Ray Goots is going to do Jurassic Park, so look for that in the very near future.
Yeah, I'm sick of that shit.
Yeah, I can't wait. Rewatched it again yesterday. I'm like, man, you have an uphill battle. But anyway, I've had a lot of time to get a lot of this shit done, especially the menial work and the admin nonsense and the social media shit. I've had a lot of time to get some stuff going, so I'm actually thankful for this quarantine because it's giving me and others to do it. And I think you're a fucking fool if you don't take full advantage of this time and get your ass off the couch and do your passion project. Otherwise, just be another talker in the back room of a club or a bar show going, yeah, I got this idea, but it's been kicking around for 3 years. Well, fucking do it. Now's the time. There's no better time to do it than now.
110%. And that's why, I've been recording so many of this Disney podcast, because I'm like, I don't know when I'm going to have time to get so many people on it. And also, everyone should sit around watching movies. I might as well do it,
Sure.
And in fact, I think I'm going to I pay for a second podcast feed, so I might as well start that. The one thing I think it's silly for people to do, and I had this argument all day, I want to see what you think about this, is doing stand-up in an empty room on Instagram Live, like you're in a club. What do you think? Do you think that's stupid, or do you think?
I understand it. Am I for it? No. People have asked me, hey, you do some spots as a virtual show?
Yeah.
If someone maybe another couple of weeks when I get that itch so bad, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I haven't talked in front of people with material. I'll be so rusty. Maybe, but I'm not one of these guys. If we got to do a virtual mic, nah, I'd rather work on my the shows of the podcast or whatever.
Yeah, I know. I just feel like people are not going to get, no one wants to actually see that. I mean, I'm talking about regular people,
Right.
I think sometimes comedians forget, I got to get my shit in. But why is Bob from Wisconsin going to watch that? Why would they be interested in seeing you do that? And it's just I think people are going to build a better fan base through, like you said, working on projects or doing podcasts or even Twitch streaming. I don't understand why they have this need for stand-up, but it's right now it's not possible. Put that passion towards another project.
Or write jokes at the very least. Write some more material. It's going to be sad because when we do get out of this Corona shelter, it's going to be nothing but people working their new 5 or 10 out on Corona material, and you're like, oh, fucking it. Bring me back to the days of you guys on Tinder, that bullshit, as opposed to the Corona material, which we'll be hearing ad nauseum.
Oh, the last week of stand-up, all it was Corona material. That's all it was. It was every single fucking comedian. And then one comedian goes, I'm not going to talk about Corona, that's hack. And guess what he spent the whole hour talking about? Fucking Corona.
Yeah, man, it's like toilet paper is more valuable than Amazon stock. Am I right?
Yeah, shit like that, yeah. So, Kevin, tell me about your childhood. What were you like growing up? What were the things you were into? Tell me all about it, you racist.
Sure. I've always been a huge movie guy. In fact, my parents told me the first film they took me to see as a young one was in the drive-in to go see Meatballs. Now that film's a
Oh,
piece
wow.
of shit. I've watched that. Yeah, I'm a little older. The first film I remember, and I have very vivid, like 2 or 3 memories of it, is the Princeton Garden Theater in 1980 when Empire Strikes Back came out. They also brought back Star Wars. And I walked in the Empire Theater by my accident, and I was, I guess, about 4 then, almost 4. And my dad's like, no, we're going in this one. And I saw Star Wars in the theater in 80 when they, like I said, they brought back when Empire came out. And I remember the trash compactor scene vividly with the eye popping out of the murky water and Luke getting that. I remember that like it was fucking yesterday, the whole scene, and just being mesmerized. My parents were pretty good with movies. I saw a lot of, anytime there was a Disney re-release in the theaters, my parents took me that. The one thing my parents did not take me, my dad refused to take me to see, was Fantasia. He said, he goes, I hate Fantasia. It sucks. I am not taking to Fantasia, but I saw all the classics.
He's not wrong.
What's that? He's wrong?
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. Oh, yeah. I didn't have a desire to see that, nor the Fantasia 2000 or the Sorcerer's Apprentice with what's-his-face, the Jewish kid.
Oh, Nicolas Cage? Sadly, it's probably the best one of the 3.
Oof, no thanks. But yeah, I've seen them all in the theater. My parents bought all the Disney on VHS stuff. I've been a huge movie guy. I have this stupid recollection where I can tell you from like the 80s and 90s, if you could tell me a film name, and I can tell you what theater played out in my town. So. Oh
yeah, I have the same way. I remember I was doing Great Mouse Detective a few weeks ago, John, and I saw that in theaters opening weekend. And my guest, Jonathan, was like, how do you know all this? I go, I just know. I mean, I remember the day I saw Jungle Book. We did one on a Saturday night in 1990. Me and my best friend, John, my dad took us into the city because it wasn't playing in Astoria.
Oh, wow.
That was the weird thing. You knew a movie was kind of fancy and not like, you knew the movie was kind of fancy if a story wasn't playing it. Well, we got to go into the city for this one. It must be a fancy one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear you. I remember, because we talked, you posted about it before. I remember specifically, I saw The Rescuers in the theater, Black Cauldron in the theater.
Oh, you're the second one. Jesus.
Yeah, I did see it in the theater at the Mercer Mall. And I've seen all of them. And my sister, she, of course, she was young when Little Mermaid was around. And here's what I still haven't seen the original Beauty and the Beast. That's the one I haven't yet to see.
Oh, you got to check that out.
I know it's it. I mean, but I tell you what.
See the remake?
No, I didn't, because if I didn't see the original, I can't really compare.
Do not watch that remake. It'll ruin you. You'll be like, fuck Beauty and the Beast if you see the remake first. Yeah.
I got to say, out of the latter day Disney ones, Aladdin was great. I mean, I'm not going on a limb with that one. I saw that in the theater. We saw all that stuff. And then when Pixar came around, because after, I'm sure we'll get into it with this, but Disney went through such a dark spell of animated films that when Pixar came out, with Toy Story, which I saw in 1995, I saw it in high school, and I said, Jesus Christ, man, this is going to be a game changer. I saw it and I walked out, I go, holy fuck, man, this is amazing.
Yeah, that definitely was a game changer. Definitely was.
Yeah.
It's kind of, see, the thing about it is, and I was talking about this in the other previous episodes, Lion King, I think, is the pinnacle of where Disney, at the time, Disney had the Lion King. They got a little cocky after Lion King because they decided we're going to make some mature movies, which were Pocahontas and Hunchback. And both of them kind of backfired. Hunchback is good, but it's good for people our age, I think. It's not good for little kids,
Right.
And Pocahontas is just, it's okay. She's hot. That's the thing. Then after that, Toy Story, they saw Toy Story like, oh shit, these guys get it and we don't. We went the wrong direction. We're trying to like make Oscar winners, and they're making like genuine great movies that appeal to kids and adults. And I don't know who the fuck Pocahontas is supposed to appeal to. But anyway, this movie, Hercules, I think they kind of scaled it back. So real quick, you never saw Hercules before, correct?
No, because I think that Pocahontas era you're talking about was when I was in college, like those high school, late high school years. I mean, Toy Story was a different ball game.
Oh yeah, everyone had to see it.
When Disney stuff came out, it wasn't like I got to go see this. Again, in my early 20s or even late teens, I'm like, fuck it, I'll catch it. And I never did. It wasn't like I have to go. Even with Netflix, it's way down on it's still my queue, but it's way down there. So I didn't have to go rush out and see it. So no, when you said Hercules, I go, all right, cool. I've never seen this. I have a good chance. I could talk about it. And I have notes.
Okay. So real quick, before we get into your notes, let me just ask, what did you think about Hercules?
I did not like it. I thought it was a bore. It dragged. And I mean, please, again, we'll get into the notes, but overall, not a fan. The best part about it, James Woods James Woods saved us from it being. I give like about a 4. He saved it from being a 2 or even a 1.
I know there's a lot of '90s kids who have heavy nostalgia for this, and I was excited. I don't know.
I don't. But that's again in the notes. But there are any characters that you gravitate toward or feel for? Like Genie, you fucking get it with him.
Yeah.
Ariel, Little Mermaid, you get it. Pinocchio, the old school ones, of course you get it. But this was so generic and even knockoffy because perfect example, Danny DeVito, he's like an Iago wannabe and a vicious swing and a miss by that too. I mean, DeVito's I like Danny DeVito, but damn it, him is that I forgot even his fucking name already.
Phoebus or something like I can't remember. I think that was the name. I might be saying the name wrong.
It was a poor attempt, a watered down version of Iago, and this did not resonate with me. I was counting it down. I was pausing to see how much longer I had to go, and it was like an hour and 35. I go, man.
Phil. He plays Phil.
Phil, that's it.
Yeah, he plays Phil. There's a longer name. Yeah, man. Here's my thing. Is they keep setting up. So they keep setting up a story. You're like, ooh, that's interesting, and then they keep pivoting the story. Like, for example, like Hercules is up with Zeus. They're all the thing about Zeus and the Titans. Like, oh, we're gonna follow Zeus. That's interesting. Then he gets kidnapped. Now these people are gonna raise him. Ooh, that's interesting. Then he gets older, just leaves his fucking adopted stepdad, like his mom, Pa Kent, and then he just goes off, and then he meets Zeus. Like, oh, that's interesting. And then Zeus just goes away.
No transition from a weakling to now he's jacked and he can't control his powers.
Yeah, and it would just keep going in a different direction. And then he meets Megara, and you're like, oh, that's interesting. And then Megara turns out she's working for Hades, and like I just didn't think Hades was. They kind of went for a Lex Luthor vibe with him, but I just feel
even
like
Ursula from kind of Little Mermaid with the whole give me your powers and all that, and I'll let you have the girl and vice versa.
And they just keep setting up all these things, and then like they set it up, and then they don't really explore it, and they just go somewhere else. Like oh, Hades is friends with Zeus, but also like he's in charge of hell. But they don't really talk about that. Why is Hades if he's in charge of all of hell? Why is he only sending these 2 guys after Hercules?
Yeah,
like why would you send those 2 guys to kill Hercules?
Right.
As a baby.
There were too many songs in this too. I get it, it's Disney, and that's one thing Disney's always known for. But man, the opening moments with the song, it felt like Little Shop of Horrors-esque, and with the black women singing, I'm like, this does not match the narrative. This is
one of the guys. One of the Alan Menken wrote Little Shop of Horrors. He wrote the songs for this, so that's why it reminds me.
He did a lot of Disney stuff, Alan Menken.
Yeah, I just felt also the gospel thing was. I don't want to say like it's like. I hate saying it's offensive or this, that, and the third, but you want to talk about whitewashing history or whatever. Greek music is actually pretty good, and Greek history is actually pretty interesting. Why are you like making it like this soul music? Why does Greek culture use that soul music? It did
not feel like the Aretha Franklin soul stuff. Off the jump, I go, no, this doesn't match. Nope, not buying it. So off the jump is a nasty taste.
I think it's kind of offensive to the Greek people and their culture. I don't love Greek music, but I think Disney could come up with some great songs in the Greek tradition. Yeah, I agree. I think if they went down that road, it would have been way more interesting than turning Greece into like Brooklyn. I kind of felt like,
right.
I
think the animation style and just the overall tone and feel of this film, this felt way more like a DreamWorks picture than a Disney picture.
Yeah.
And I'm not a DreamWorks guy. I don't know what it is. I hate Shrek. I think Shrek's so boring. I never saw Despicable Me. But this felt like so like DreamWorks. It didn't have that Disney aura around it.
No.
And like I said, since I wasn't a fan, I go, well, now you know why. And I've been to Disney World, well, for work mostly, once with the wife and kid too. But I'm like, this is why you don't see a Hercules ride or Hercules merchandise in Disney World. This is trash.
I'll tell you, I did like one song, but I like the Michael Bolton version of it. I think the guy who sings in the movie is fucking horrendous. Go the Distance.
I remember that one. I do. I remember all right, fine, okay.
But you gotta listen to the Michael Bolton version. It's like a Rocky song. When Michael Bolton, I think, does it over the end credits, but they don't really dwell on it. You probably already were like in the bathroom with a shotgun to your head. But go on YouTube later and listen to the Michael Bolton version. That version of the song is very, very good. So when I heard that song I heard the song on the radio like a year ago before I started this. I was like, oh, that movie must be good because this song is so good. And no, it's not good at The
No.
movie's not good.
No. Did
Yeah.
Celine Dion save Titanic? No.
Mhm. It's funny because they're on such a hot streak. Like even Rescuers Down Under is not the best. Like from Little Mermaid on, even Pocahontas or Rescuers Down Under is not that great of a movie, but it's still like visually like striking and it's still like interesting to look at. And this
Right.
movie is like just not that interesting to look at, and it's just like boring and plotting, and you're like, oh god. I think they were trying way too hard also to be very Pixar-esque, but they didn't even know what Pixar was yet, you know?
No, they didn't have a good barometer. I mean, this was 97, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was just Toy Story. Oh, is this a flash in the pan thing or what? So they couldn't go off what Toy Story did. And it's two different realms. It's historical fiction versus kids with the crazy animation. This felt the male Sleeping Beauty, by the way. I thought.
And tell me how. Explain. I'm sorry.
Well, it's kind of like with the powers and all that, and the girl trying to wish him away, and then just it felt like the reversal of the roles. I feel with the male.
Yeah. Also, this was the only movie where they kind of just shit on the princess. She's kind of like, they kind of make her out to be like an idiot. Like she got dumped by another guy.
Yeah.
She's working with the devil. Danny DeVito and the horse do not like her. They're basically like, yo, your girl's a hoe. You know, the whole movie. It's kind of, that was the one thing I thought was interesting, but it was also kind of weird that they kind of just went out of the way to shit on this chick the whole movie.
And Danny DeVito singing, that was almost as...
that was horrendous.
That was almost as, like, shivers up your butthole bad, like Clint Eastwood at the end of Gran Torino.
Does he sing at the end of that?
Yes, he does. I rewatched it last week. Gran Torino is so good. It holds up. But right when the credits rolling, that's Clint Eastwood singing.
Oh, see, I never saw it. Someone spoiled it for me.
Oh,
a comedian spoiled it for me, actually, on a comedy show at Carolina.
Who did?
A comedian, somebody on stage, talked about him. The headliner, I forget what headliner. It was a good one. I think it was Dave Attell who said.
I love Attell. See, now
he was just ripping on someone, and he mentioned that. And this is before the movie's even out on DVD. And he threw out there that Clint Eastwood dies, and the crowd went, "Oh," he's like, "Well, you're not gonna go see it anyway. It sucks," or something like that. Like,
oh man, I disagree. I think it's great.
Maybe it wasn't.
I like not enough Bobcat Goldthwait too. I had in my notes. I mean, always, Zed and Police Academy, sign me the fuck up. But with him, it's just not enough of him. Again, James Woods he has to. If this movie, take him out of this movie. You could put him on the Mount Rushmore of Disney villains. He was that great as this. His inflection, his tone, like he was Hades. He was perfect. Again, the only thing that did not keep this ship from completely sinking was James Woods, the character. I didn't know who the Tate Donovan was until I looked at the credits. Who the fuck is Hercules? Like, oh, Tate Donovan. I heard that. I mean, I have to go look him up too. But yeah, just a lot of besides DeVito and him and Bobcat, it was like, all right, a little bit light on the names. Okay.
Yeah.
Aladdin only had Robin Williams, and that was it. And
they also had Gilbert Godfrey in Aladdin. And I mean,
those two.
When I was my age, the kid from Full House was a big deal to me, at least. I was like, oh my god, they got
Scott
the kid
Wolf.
from Full House.
Yeah. Also in the film Go, which is insanely underrated in my book. I love Go.
Oh, he's in Go. Oh wow, I gotta rewatch that.
Hey, it's him and Jay Moore are the guys.
The kid from Full House.
Yeah.
Or Tate Donovan.
No, Scott Wolf.
Okay.
From Full House.
No, Scott Wolf is not in Full House. It's another Scott. It's Scott Wing something. I forget.
Okay. Well,
Scott Wolf's from Party of Five.
That's it. That's what. Yeah. God damn it. Anyway, yeah, that's him. He's in Go.
You have Danny DeVito, you have James Wood, you have Bobcat Goldthwait, and Matt Frewer, who was Max Headroom. He's a great actor, voice actor, character actor.
Right.
You have even Paul Schaefer. They got Paul Schaefer, and you get Charlton Heston. So you have all these great voices, and you don't really have them do anything together.
Wait, was that Rip Torn as Zeus?
Zeus, yeah.
I heard the voice. I didn't look it up, but I was like, that really sounds like Rip Torn. Another great choice. It was just the plot, as you said, it was just so full of holes. The transitions, like, wait, what? There's no maturation of him getting better and bigger and stronger. With the girl in the end, you're like, well, if she's a fucking twat, why are you gonna go give your powers up?
Yeah, she probably left Hercules for Thor when he shows up, when the Norse gods showed up. She probably was like, fuck you, Hercules. But it's so funny because oh, sorry, my phone's ringing. They constantly. Have you ever played the Kingdom Hearts games?
No, I don't. I'm not one of those RPG. I'm not one of those computer RPG guy games.
Okay, so in every game, they somehow work in the Hercules movie into every game, which is another reason why I thought it was so good because the Japanese developers like it so much. But I heard a rumor that one of the reasons they always work it in is they just want James Woods to be in the game again and again, like he'll still voice the character.
And I'll quote from your film on our show, "Clever girl."
Yeah, like they just keep wanting James Woods because he's always one of the villains because it's all the Disney villains fighting like anime characters, whatever. So they always just want him back. That's why they keep doing Hercules. Because again, before I saw this movie, I got Kingdom Hearts 3, which came out a year ago when Society existed. And I'm like, this is like the 5th Kingdom Hearts game that has fucking Hercules. It must be a great movie if they keep going back to it, and it's not. It's not.
No. It was a vicious swing and a miss, but
I did think Megara's hot. I think that they had a streak now of hot Disney heroines. I thought she was kind of hot. I don't know.
Not bad. If I had to, I'd say Princess Jasmine and Ariel. Those like the old 1-2 right there for me.
Yeah, they're pretty hot. They're the hot. Well, Ariel's also, but you got to go back and rewatch. You got to see Hunchback.
That's in there. There's a whole jag. I'm actually one of the very few people who still also, in addition to streaming, get Netflix DVDs. Why? Because streaming, they kick shit off. And 2, it takes forever for new shit to make its way to streaming. So I get the DVDs. If something new comes out, I get it a week or 2 after it comes out in the release for
in the mail.
Here. Yeah,
I
all
still,
the old shit too. So
I still buy DVDs.
I buy Blu-rays. I buy
Blu-rays
with the digital code too, because again, I guess I'm one of these assholes. It's like, oh, look at my movie and book collection. Don't I look impressive? And nobody realizes how douchey I look.
But everybody talks about like they're over physical media. But whenever people come over for my podcast, they are in awe of like my DVD collection. They're always looking at it, and you're like, oh, I thought you're over physical media, and they're like, well, I'm not that over physical media. So.
Yeah, I have no shame in keeping mine either. In fact, people go, oh, you alphabetize your movies, you nerd. I go, well, I want to find shit.
Yeah. So, Kevin, let me see. I wanted to go over one more thing about the movie with you.
Sure.
I even thought the action scenes weren't good. There was no action.
I agree.
Scene. Like,
Very
this is supposed to be an
lackluster.
action character, And
especially in the end where he jumps in the pool of whatever the hell that is and saves her, and then Hades goes down. It's like, game over. Whereas in Aladdin, there's a whole to-do where he fights for the lamp.
He just
Mermaid,
never feels.
He has to duel it out with Ursula. Peter Pan with Captain Hook. There's a whole bunch more of that.
As much as I like James Woods in this, you just never feel that like he's got real danger from the James Woods character. It always feels like they're just playing around. Like James Woods I wasn't really gonna kill you. You want to go get a beer? You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I just felt like James Woods and him were more like friends. Even at the end of the movie, I didn't really sense hatred between these characters,
Yeah, he's like the guy that would try and sell you a shitty house that's not in foreclosure, but tell you it is in foreclosure, and then take your money and run. But he wouldn't kill you.
He's the guy that keeps looking for comedy shows and keeps underpaying you. But like you're like, he doesn't mean anything.
I'll get you the next time. I'll get you. I'll make it up the next time. I'll give you a headlining spot the next time.
And somehow there's gonna be like 3 or 4 scumbags that just somehow make it. Like, there'll be good people that'll be, like, run out of comedy and have to, like, live in a homeless shelter at the end of this outbreak. But and he's, like, one of those scumbags, the James Woods character.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Do you follow James Woods on Twitter?
No, but I listen to Adam Carolla's podcast, and he has a segment where he has his son come on, who's 13, and read James Woods' tweets, which are fucking gold. Where he basically says, like, your mother's right here blowing my fucking 10-inch dick, and she's got corona in her mouth, whatever. It's funny, man. He takes no prisoners, and he makes no bones about where he lies politically. That's for sure.
I know. I've never seen anyone because when I you go back 10 years ago, you go James Woods. People are gonna be like, I love that guy. That guy's so fucking great. He has just doubled down so hard on Twitter that I don't think if they ever did a Hercules, they ever did a live action version of Hercules, I would say you have to get James Woods to do the voice of the CGI Hades. But I don't think they could, in today's day and age, bring him back. I think people would just, especially the way Disney's a kid's company, because he just fucking doubles down on Twitter all day.
Well, it's funny. Remember, because you and I, we talk a lot about films on we message back and forth, and you had a great point. Toy Story 4, less Tim Allen. Why? Same exact reason, doubling down on his politics. Disney's not about that life. Disney's all about not rocking the boat. And way less Buzz Lightyear in this one, which, sad as that was, I mean, and that's, again, I'm sure you'll have another film for that. Toy Story 4, man, it was fine.
Yeah.
fine. I mean,
Yeah.
but again, you can't go from 3 being a 10, an absolute perfect way to end the trilogy, and then say you can't. There's no way you can replicate this, and then anything after that, it's just gonna be worse. And it just left with that. But yeah, back to your point though. Like I said, with Tim Allen not being in as much because of his politics, probably.
Oh, he's barely in the movie. His character, I think, has no story arc. In every movie, Buzz Lightyear's had a story arc.
Yeah.
His character went from like the main character to having less and less and less of a role. And to this movie, he's basically like every now and then a character will be like, "Hey, we should go da da da," and Buzz Lightyear will be like, "That's a good point." Like that's literally all he does. Toy Story 4.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Tim Allen cashed out the same no matter how many lines he had. But
I guarantee you he got paid the same. And you know what? I wouldn't be. You know what? If I got paid the same, and in one movie I'm saying 1,000 lines, the next one I'm saying 2, I'll do the 2 any day of the week. You know.
Whatever. Yeah, as long as that check clears, who cares?
Now, did you ever watch any other Hercules movies? Have you ever seen the Lou Ferrigno ones, the Rock one, or even Kevin Sorbo, another guy who's doubling down on Twitter every day?
No, I think did I even see Hercules in New York? I don't think I did. I saw Clash of the Titans. If that counts for anything?
Okay. I don't even know if Hercules is in that. Is he?
I don't know. Again, I saw that.
I saw the new one. It's a piece of shit. I never saw the old one.
Yeah, I just never. It never that whole Conan Hercules thing. I mean, I saw the first Conan. I was bored. Never saw the second one. But the whole Hercules kind of thing, it never really appealed to me. I guess the closest thing I got to was He-Man. I loved He-Man.
Yeah.
But by the way, we're redoing that. Kevin Smith is redoing He-Man.
Yeah, we'll see how that is. I don't know. I don't really find Kevin Smith to be that good of a writer when it comes to action. When it comes to like action, I don't think he has a grasp of action. I think like he is an amazing. Like if you say to, I think he should be focusing. He tries to do sci-fi and horror like he did Tusk and stuff. I think Kevin Smith.
Red State.
Yeah, Kevin Smith would probably write, and you're probably gonna be like, I wouldn't watch that, but Kevin Smith would probably write the best version possible of a show like One Tree Hill. Like his version of One Tree Hill, but he said it in Red Bank, New Jersey. His version of some show about 20-somethings or teens growing up in like a small town in Jersey would probably be one of the best shows on television. And he never does. He always wants to write The Flash or Supergirl or Batman. It's like, I know you like Batman, but you just don't have the voice for that,
He also wrote the Batman versus Superman, the original with Nicolas Cage supposed to be Superman.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, and he also wrote Superman Lives. He wrote a draft of that when they were doing the Death and Return of
That's
Superman.
what I meant. That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Yeah, and it's just, I don't know. Whenever, like, even Dogma, I like Dogma, but the action scenes are, like, almost, like, unwatchable. Like, he has no way, he doesn't know how to do it.
I listen, Clerks is one of my favorite films. I like Mallrats. Jane Silent Bob Strike Back is pretty damn good, too.
Chasing Amy, I love.
What's that?
I love Chasing Amy.
Chasing Amy's pretty good, too. Did you see the new one, the new Jane Silent Bob reboot?
No, you know why? I can't take his daughter. His daughter's a horrible actress, and she's annoying on Instagram.
The first act is very funny. The second act, you're like, what the fuck? It just drops off. The third act is okay. First act is pretty funny. I mean, if you've got, it comes on cable or whatever, or you have $5.
His daughter and Sherry Moon Zombie are the two fucking worst actresses, and they keep getting in shit that I want to see. You watch Rob Zombie's movies, right?
I've seen The Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses, and isn't he doing another? And then, of course, the Halloween remakes, which were
Yeah.
But I haven't seen what else. I think he's doing another kind of House of.
There's 31, which is available for free on every fucking like streaming app on the planet, and there's also the Lords of Salem, which is his best film, I think. But the main problem is his wife is the lead in all these movies, and she's not good. And she doesn't get cast in anything else. If I was Rob Zombie at this point, it's been what almost 20 years. I'd say to her, listen, honey, I love you. I want to make you the lead in my next movie. Here's what I want you to do. I'm not putting you in any more of my movies until. Shut up! Sorry, my dog. Sorry. I'm recording.
It sounds like Michael Vick's got a fight going on back there.
I know they've been fighting the whole podcast, but not like do it right by my feet. I would say to her, listen, honey, I love you. I want to put you in my next movie. Not putting you in any more of my movies until you get cast as a lead in another person's fucking movie. Not with you got to just go on auditions and get it because you haven't done anything but my shitty fucking movies and you're dragging them down.
Right. I completely agree. Zero pushback here.
And the same thing with Kevin Smith's daughter, because like when I saw her, she had such a big role. I'm like, dude, I know it's your daughter. I know to you, she's amazing. She's not likable. She's not a good actress. Stop making her the focus of this shit.
She's like a poor man's Emma Roberts.
Oh yeah, and then she goes on fucking Twitter and These fucking stupid
Well, I
rants.
blame you for following her. I never would given two thoughts of following her.
I followed her. She put. She was in. Somebody liked one of her photos. It was really. It was the only sexy photo she ever took. She must have like spent 9 hours posing it. And then I was like, what am I following this one for? Like, oh god, she just goes on and on and on. Like, I like you. Like, it's always painful when you like the dad, and then the daughter is like a. Ugh, there's two awkward things with when you get older. Either the kid is an annoying idiot, or the kid's extremely hot. And you're like, oh my god, I'm attracted to Kevin Smith's
You
daughter.
know whose kid actually I tolerate, and I think she's actually pretty hot, is who is the 50 Shades of Grey girl? Is that Millie Griffith's kid?
Isn't she Don Johnson's daughter?
Yeah. She's pretty cute. I saw it, which wasn't a good film. At first I saw it, I thought it was. I rewatched it, go, no, it's not. Bad Times at the El Royale. She's in that. She's pretty. I think she's cute. Really cute, actually.
Yeah, she was cute in the 50 Shades movie. Although those movies are like Nickelodeon S&M films, but
I never saw it. Thankfully, my wife doesn't want to watch that shit either. So,
Kevin, would you recommend a parent show their kid Hercules nowadays, or should they do water torture instead?
I think they should turn the hoses on them like 1964 Alabama instead. No, this is not I mean, listen, is it fine? Is it appropriate? Of course it's appropriate. Is it good? No. There are a ton of other Disney films. Hell, show them Tron Legacy. Underrated as hell.
That's pretty good.
I love that. By the way, they're opening that ride in Disney World in Orlando. Well, it's supposed to come out next year, but of course, coronavirus, we stop all that shit. But there are a ton of better Disney films than Hercules. This is not good. Get them on Pixar. Get them on even the classics. Maybe fast forward through the part of Peter Pan and the American Indian song. That was a little bit of a.
That doesn't hold up either.
I
debated with the guy. My friend Ronnie did the Peter Pan episode, and I was like, "It's his childhood favorite." And I'm like, "Your childhood sucked," because this does not hold up. Peter Pan doesn't hold up.
It's not. It's not good. It's not good either. I watched it again like a few months ago. I'm like, not that good.
So, Kevin, where can people find you on social media? Is there anything you want to plug? Is there any projects you're working on while we all slowly die? Let us know.
Before we drop dead, I want you to listen to Gutting the Sacred Cow podcast on iTunes, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, you name it. You're going to hear your affable host right now, Ray Goots, taking down Jurassic Park in the next week or two. So subscribe right now. We've done such films as Lynette Palladino, our friend, did Pulp Fiction.
And she did Beauty and the Beast on mine. So
did she? Yeah. We just had on our newest episode as Joanne Noshczynski from Morning Show on Compound Media. She did Grease. Her co-host did Bill Schultz did Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
He's a racist for doing that. That's how
he did not win that battle. People have done Batman Begins was brought up. One guy tried to do Star Wars, lost that battle. Dante Nero did The Last Jedi, not a hard battle.
Dante Nero's right about that. So
yeah, Inception, Jim Andrews did Inception. But yeah, Gutting the Sacred Cow podcast. You love movies, you love comics, talking shit about some of the great films that have been made and how some of them are not good. John Fugelsang did Gone with the Wind. Oof, first time seeing that. That was boring. But give that a look. But
my mom used to watch that movie. I would always, she would watch it when it was on TV, and I would walk out at like 3:00, and then I would walk out back at like 8:00, and it'd still be going. I'd be like, what? How is this still going? What are they doing? And whenever you got to the last scene, I was like, all of this for just that last scene, because the last scene, I would finally sit down back in the living room when I always knew the last scene because now we're gonna watch something better. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Go fuck yourself. I don't give a.
That I never saw that. I was a film agent. Everyone said, "You never saw that?" I said, "Why do I need to rush and see this?" And when I finally did, I forget the racism. That was part of the time. That was the South. We all know they're shitheads for that. But it was the boring ass, fucking long, drawn out film. And people love Scarlett O'Hara. Scarlett O'Hara is a bitch. She's a nut. She's a nobody. She's just wah wah wah. She does nothing.
Yeah, she gets what she deserves at the end of that movie.
What's that?
She gets stuff. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. That's a great fucking send-off. Go fuck yourself.
By the way, here's a fun fact. Do you know they got fined for having the word damn in it? And people went to go see it because they had the word damn in it? That's amazing. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, he delivered it with a lot of gusto because I
would too. You have to, if that's the first time that you're cursing, air quotes, in a film, you better lean into that shit.
My mom always had this quote. She said this in the hospital when she was giving birth to me. It's from Gone with the Wind. the doctor was trying to give her instruction, and she goes, "I don't know nothing about birthing no babies." That's what the black woman says.
Oh, mammy.
Yeah, mammy, I don't know nothing. So she would always like quote that, like if I asked her to do something, she'd be like, "I don't know nothing about birthing no babies."
Oh, no,
like
no, not mammy. It was a young girl. It was a girl who sounded like Hooks from Police Academy. I forgot her name.
But that was kind of like my mom's catchphrase when she didn't want to do something. She's like, "I don't know about birthing no babies," and I'm like, "All right,
funny.
mom, that's your racist catchphrase."
But yeah, so Gutting the Sacred Cow, check that out. Check out Comics Watching Comics on Amazon Video. Me, Kevin Gootee, GOOTEE.com, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. And if you're into football and gambling, well, NFL will be back hopefully in a few months, but fantasy football, jibber jabber as well. But KevinGootee.com and Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, like I had said. And like I said also, too, Ray Gootsby on Gutting the Sacred Cow. You're a friend of mine.
Also, so I just want to let you guys know this episode is about Hercules. If you discovered this podcast because you love Kevin Gootee or you love Hercules or you're stalking Kevin and his family, like some like that weirdo that Samuel Jackson played in Lakeview Drive. I don't know if that was the movie. Please listen to the archives. We have done every movie up until Hercules, starting with Snow White. Next week we're gonna do Mulan with Mike Racine, and then Tarzan with someone, I don't know who. So we're just gonna keep going down the road. We are here every Friday. You can follow us at Goots' Disney Pod on Instagram and Twitter. And you can also follow me on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram at Ray Goots. And you can also watch my special on YouTube, Ray Goots Comedy, Ray Goots Going Down Swinging Live. Kevin, thank you so much for joining the podcast. You were awesome. Thank you for enjoying Hercules with me.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate the spot, and always a good talking to you, my friend.
Hey, I'm proud of you. Thank you so much.
You do.
Boom.